Hello, before I share my teaching philosophy, let's look at why we need to focus on teaching philosophy in universities and colleges. In the pursuit of ranking and accreditation, universities and colleges often ignore investment in developing the art of teaching and instead invest in academic research. Just focusing on presentation and publication of faculty and accreditation and ranking of schools is not going to help schools in preparing learners for business and management. Schools and educators need to focus on teaching philosophy. My teaching philosophy is based on 5 L's. The following are the 5 L's that I share with my learners at the beginning of the term. Learning is retaining. Learning is individual responsibility. Learning together is teamwork. Learning is a continuous process. Learning is global understanding. There is a difference between learning and retaining, and programming yourself to accomplish a task without learning. Let's assume you read the local newspaper on a regular basis. If I ask you a question about a front page story from 6 months ago, you will recall the story without any problem. Similarly, if I ask you a question about your favorite sports team, you will answer the question without any hesitation. On the other hand, if I ask you a subject-related question from the course you took last term, you may have difficulty answering the question. The reason for this difficulty is you may have used the programming approach during the last term. Your focus was on completing the course. You asked the professor about the project, exam, assignments. You followed the directions and you may have received an A in the course. Although you receive a good grade, you cannot answer the question on the areas covered in the course. When you were reading the newspaper or watching your favorite team, there was no pressure. You were interested in learning about what was going on in your community, and that's why you were reading the newspaper. In business, you have to make quick decisions, and learning and retaining approach is needed to succeed. I expect you to use learning and retaining approach both in school and at the workplace. In the digital age, learning is in your hand. In the old days, there was a monopoly on the knowledge, and only professor had the answers to your question. Today, the role of teachers and professor has changed. I am a facilitator. I am here to guide you, direct you, assist you in achieving the course goals. In this age, with the click of a mouse, you can access billions of bits of information and learn incredible amount about a given topic. If you are interested in learning, you need to motivate yourself and find ways to learn. It is always good to collaborate and work in groups. Teamwork means working together, sharing work, learning together. Everyone in the group has a responsibility to teach the others. Let's assume that a class project has 4 sections and you divide these 4 sections, complete the project and receive an A. Learning depends on whether you have taught other members of the group what you have done and whether others have taught you what they have done in the other 3 sections. If there was no cross training in the group, you have not accomplished the goals of the assignment. Imagine after you received your MBA, you start working for a business and you are assigned a task similar to the project you have worked on the class. The problem is you cannot complete the task because you did not focus on learning and retaining and cross training using teamwork. The question is, what are you going to tell to your employer? Are you going to tell the employer that you did not learn how to do a complete analysis because you only worked on one part of the analysis? I hear every term when I ask a question to a group member who has not worked on that area of the project. In a school, you may get by with this approach, but there are severe consequences in business for lack of complete knowledge. I strongly believe that learning is a continuous process, and I learn from you every day through interaction, whether in class or online. I'm facilitating this class because I'm interested in learning. I have traveled all around the world presenting paper and lecturing, and every time a question is raised or a comment is made by one of the participants, it triggers my thinking and raises my intellectual level. It is amazing to observe how people think and find different solutions to a single problem. Lastly, I believe learning only occurs when individuals and groups are challenged and made to think critical and brainstorm. We are part of global market and global economy. If you ignore global environment, you will not survive in the marketplace. So if you are learning a business concept, process, strategy, or anything related to a business, do not ignore the global exposure. I love fishing. When I was on the West Coast, I used to go river fishing near Sonora Mountain. If I need anything for fishing or something to drink, I used to go to the mountain store, a tin shed store. All you could find in the store was Coca-Cola, homegrown vegetables, and fishing supplies made in America. I live on the East Coast now and have been to mountain stores in Carolina. The stores are still tin sheds, but everything you'll find in the mom and pop tin shed store was made in China. Even the mom and pop business understand global competition. You are in an MBA program and need to learn the theories and concept and application in global context. My teaching philosophy is based on 5L. Thanks for listening and reviewing my teaching philosophy.